but
Which one were you talking about, by the way? Which stream?
it was the one with the gentleman talking about morality and empathy and politics, and there was a brief topic that was
Oh,
discussed, and it was talking about like having empathy toward people you disagree with and uniting the left and just those general things of that nature.
mhm.
And I can't remember who said it, who was, because you guys were both kind of ping ponging off of each other, but like what I said before about like conservatives, I've talked about this before. Conservatives are very inherently stubborn people and inherently prideful people, especially like hardcore right wingers. And
Mhm.
this is something I learned. I actually learned this from a friend of mine. He's a Republican, but he's also an attorney, and he was talking to me about how to get out of jury duty.
Wait, is it best yet?
And
Just joking.
no, it's fine. Well, he essentially said that if you want to get out of jury duty, you have to you have to squeeze in that you are a Republican religious gun owner, like advocate for gun rights. And I asked him, I
Mhm.
said, why would that get you thrown off of a jury? And he says, well, lawyers, no matter what the situation is, whatever kind of case it is, they want people who are not stubborn, incapable of being impartial, and incapable of having their minds changed. And I just started laughing my ass off when I heard that.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It does, and it's funny too because this guy he's a pretty moderate Republican lawyer, and we've talked politics before. But when he said that to me, I started dying because I said, "Wow, the lawyers all know. Hey, if you're a religious gun nut, you're not going to be someone that can be." So, I guess the point that I want to make, kind of in response to the general topics of that stream, is I think that the best way for us on the left to actually win is one, show up, and two, just out reproduce these people because they are reproducing like rabbits. They're stubborn. They're very difficult to deal with. And
They reproducing like rabbits.
they are. They have tons. Like you
I,
should see
I, I don't
people.
know what to think of that statement.
they, they have a lot of kids. Religious people have a lot of kids, and we need to
I
out reproduce
honestly
them.
I find that hilarious, the statement, because that's literally always what people say when it comes to people in Africa. Oh, if they stop fucking so much and having so much children, they wouldn't have the problem with overpopulation. And then those very people are always the people with like fucking 10 children or something.
Exactly. Well, this is in the opposite where we have to start reproducing because a lot of liberals don't reproduce a lot of children because a lot of them are in academia. They spend a lot of time getting their PhDs or degrees and they sometimes end up not having kids. So we really need to just fortify our numbers a little bit. And I think that the notion that we should always be empathetic, I think is the reason why we lose so much. I think if we had put up a better fight, Gore would have been president instead of Bush. So those are just my general thoughts on all of it. And just, you know, yeah, I just
Okay, wait. So your point is that we should be less empathetic or more empathetic?
slightly less empathetic.
Slightly less empathetic. Okay, so less empathy towards the right?
Less empathy towards the right on certain issues. Like there are just
Mm-hmm.
certain issues that we should just not compromise on that we've compromised on, and we should
Oh, I
really
absolutely agree with you on that. But what in particular would that be for you?
well, we really need to hammer down things like the Citizens United decision, money in politics. We need to hammer out tax policies that are fair for the working people. We keep giving in to like deregulation and tax policy and so many different things. But that would be it in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, if you to be honest, if you say that we give in terms of who do you mean? Because I'm sure shit not giving in to that.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not saying like people like you or me. I'm saying that the left wing politicians tend to, and we need to get those people out and get people in that can can actually have some balls, like the Bernie Sanders type people.
But okay, but Bernie Sanders is also a left wing politician. So do you actually mean just pretty much the liberal Democrats?
Yeah, the centrist liberal, like the third way liberal people, like the Nancy Pelosi's, they've given in too much, so like so many times, like the Bidens, the Chuck Schumers, these guys are worthless for a lot of true
Oh
left wing.
yeah.
But anyways,
Absolutely. Absolutely. You won't hear me complain about that in any kind of way. I absolutely agree with you on that.
So that's why I felt like, some of the topics in the stream were like, we really need to start throwing some punches here, and figurative punches, not
Oh,
physical
I
punches.
do. I
But
do. I do. Trust me. I motherfucking do. I throw the punches left. I throw the punches left and right. Not not in the case that not that I'm going to say every fucking. By the way, Birdie, that picture is fucking awesome. I saw you do that. I was on your stream a little bit. That's fucking awesome.
oh, thank you.
Um, what?
Oh, nothing.
You're not Birdie.
No, I know. Sorry, I was getting a text from my wife, and I thought you said something to me. I'm trying to do things. Anyways, I gotta get going.
Okay, all good, all good.
Alright.
And yeah, Yama, I completely agree with you. By the way, this is a topic that we will also talk about in the future. We will talk about at some point overpopulation and the myths of overpopulation, because there is a big misunderstanding about that, and the